Sangeet sir, can you hear me?
Yes, I think we can start.
Yes, sir.
That.
Thank you.
A very good morning, distinguished guests, ladies, gentlemen, and all our dear students joining us from across the globe. A very warm welcome to the inaugural ceremony of the 4th edition of Avenir, the Global Career Guidance Program. While we await the arrival of our distinguished guests, enjoy a presentation on glimpses of Avenir, Oman Vision 2040, and India at 75.
The Sultanate has witnessed developments in all sectors and fields, thanks to the 5-year development plans set by the Omani government under the wise leadership of the builder of the Omani Renaissance, His Majesty Sultan Qaboos. These plans have played a major role in diversifying sources of income and reducing dependency on oil. The Omani government heavily rely on Oman Vision 2040, which will focus on 3 main pillars. The first pillar focuses on human and society. The second one focuses on economy and development, while the third pillar focuses on governance and institutional performance. Oman 2040 vision seeks to make the Sultanate's economy one of the strongest in the region. It as well seeks to build a strong and high-quality education system. The vision aims that the Omani people live healthy and productive through establishing a well-organized, efficient, and responsive health system based on social values of equity and social justice, and thus to have quality care and sustainable health. Oman 2040 vision seeks to provide Omani citizens with social welfare. It as well seeks to construct buildings with modern touch and at the same time preserving the cultural identity of the Sultanate. At the heart of Muscat, work is moving at an accelerated pace to complete the construction of Al Irfan city. Medinat Al Irfan is a product of an existing ambition to establish a new urban center within the Muscat area. Medinat Al Irfan will become the gateway to Oman, creating a new downtown for residents, for business, and for visitors. The city will establish an integrated, sustainable, and inclusive community, catering for different ages, income groups, and ethnicities. The investment value at the eastern part of the city reached around 5 billion Omani riyals. Upon completion of the main roads in the Sultanate, the government plans to establish a metro which will connect the main cities in the Sultanate. The Sultanate's future plan is to launch a satellite, which will be used for researches and communications.
India at 75 is work in progress. Our magnificent country is a young nation and an old nation. While we have conquered many peaks, innumerable peaks beckon. We have to continue to work relentlessly to fulfill the promises that we, the people of India, made to ourselves. Our chance and my chance to pay homage to the women and men who fought for our freedom by building an incredible India that they would have been proud of. It is our chance to ensure that we continue to contribute to the growth and prosperity of our nation. Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav makes it incumbent upon us, we the people of India, to come together as the one nation that we are and we will always be, to build a Sare Jahan se Acha Hindostan Hamara. Jaya Hind.
Avenir 2021 is a career guidance program that's going global for the first time. The concept of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the world is one family, is the very reason of the program going global. The main objective of Avenir 2021 is to prepare our students to be future ready. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq Al Said, the benevolent and magnanimous leader of the Sultanate of Oman, endorsed the launch of the future vision of the Sultanate entitled Oman 2040. The main focus of the 2040 vision of Oman is based on Oman moving forward with confidence. Just as Oman's vision 2040 is the gateway for the Sultanate to join the orbit of advanced nations, Avenir 2021 too, in its uniqueness, will reach out to millions of students across the globe, preparing them as the future workforce set to meet challenges of the 21st century. The Avenir series, under the aegis of the Board of Directors, Indian Schools Sultanate of Oman, was first hosted by Indian School Al Mabela, followed by Indian School Al Seed, through physical settings in 2018 and 2019, respectively. Avenir 2020 went virtual for the first time and was hosted by Indian School Muscat. This year, Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir will bear the mantle of taking Avenir 2021 ahead virtually in October 2021. It is said creativity leads to survival skills. Avenir 2021 aims to make the student fraternity aware of the survival skills of the 21st century. Students participating at Avenir 2021 will be empowered with the information on future work skills, which is so essential to achieve career success in the 21st century. All this and much more will take place in two phases, from the 20th of October to the 24th of October, and from the 28th of October to the 31st of October 2021. Webinars by globally acclaimed universities from the Americas, Europe, Africa, the Middle East, Asia, and Australasia and the Pacific region will also be the highlight of the 9-day event. Unlike the previous Avenir sessions, Avenir 2021 shall go beyond boundaries, reaching out to millions of students across the GCC, Africa, India, Southeast Asia, and Japan. Reaching out to myriad students representing different boards and curricula across the globe is what makes Avenir 2021 special. Avenir 2021 is unique. It's different. Come, board flight Avenir 2021. Fly with us today. Your tomorrow will be happily secured. Trust me. Trust Avenir 2021.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I deem it my proud privilege to welcome our Honorable Chief Guest, Shri Manoj Ahuja, IAS, Chairman, Central Board of Secondary Education. We cordially welcome you to Avenir 2021.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear friends, Avenir 2021 is a 9-day global career guidance event hosted by Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir under the aegis of the Board of Directors, Indian Schools in the Sultanate of Oman. Before we begin today's inaugural ceremony, let us watch a presentation on our valued sponsors, who have helped us to make Avenir 2021 a tangible reality. Our platinum sponsor, StudyCo, gold sponsors, Chain Group of Institutions, Grey Matter Academics, the Law Institute of Technology, Sri Ramachandra Institute of Higher Education. Our bronze sponsors, Middle East College Oman, Thapar Institute of Engineering and Technology, Dallas Baptist University, MIT World Peace University, Pune. Our digital marketing partner, Spectrum, and our media partner, The Arabian Stories.
Welcome to one of the finest medical universities and healthcare facilities in India, Sri Ramachandra University, which is situated in Chennai, the metropolitan capital city of the state of Tamil Nadu in South India. Today, Sri Ramachandra University has earned a unique distinction as a high-quality medical education institution, attracting numerous students from different parts of the globe. Late Sri Ramaswamy Odayar, a visionary, industrialist and a great philanthropist, today it has transformed itself into a major multidisciplinary education provider and a leading university in the country.
An institute with 4 extensive eco-friendly campuses at Vellore, Chennai, Amravati, Andhra Pradesh and Bhopal.
Here diversity is at its finest level with more than 38,000 students from more than 50 countries.
1,900 plus faculty members.
190 plus foreign lecturing professors and 82 programs.
700 plus companies for placements.
6,200 plus offers.
Entered Limca Book of Records for the 8th time for the highest number of offers from a single institution.
The first Indian institution to receive a QS 4-star rating overall and 5-star rating in 5 different categories.
250 plus international partners.
Awarded #1 position among private institutions.
Given A grade by NAC MHRD.
Received the Arya Awards 2019 by Government of India.
There are 53 chapters and 82 clubs.
This is the Vellore Institute of Technology, VIT, a place to learn, a chance to grow.
For more updates, log on to thearabianstories.com, where news comes first.
It's not about the quantity, but it's about the quality of the news. That's why I always read the Arabian Stories.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the much awaited Global Career Guidance event, Avenir 2021, to kickstart. The countdown has begun.
Good morning and a hearty welcome to the inaugural ceremony of Avenir 2021. At the outset, allow me to begin by thanking His Majesty Haytham bin Tariq Al Said for his munificence and largesse. We, the Indian diaspora, are fortunate indeed to enjoy a world-class quality of life in a country that's modern, peaceful, and full of scenic beauty. May the Almighty bless His Majesty with a long and healthy life, and may this nation always experience peace, prosperity, abundance, and well-being.
Avenir, a French word meaning to be future ready, is a career counseling program that sees its fourth edition today and is going global for the very first time, hosted by Indian school Al-Wadi Al-Kabir under the aegis of the Board of Directors, Indian Schools in the Sultanate of Oman. Avenir 2021 will empower the students with information to make wise career decisions, which is so essential to achieve career success in the 21st century. We take immense pleasure in welcoming our esteemed dignitaries, well-wishers, guests, and the entire fraternity of schools joining us today for this mega global inaugural ceremony of Avenir 2021.
It's a great honor to have amongst us our Honorable Chief Guest, Sri Manoj Ahuja, IAS, Chairman, Central Board of Secondary Education. Sir, thank you for gracing the inaugural ceremony with your benign presence. I request you, sir, to virtually inaugurate this global career and guidance event, Avenir 2021. Thank you, sir, for doing the honors. I would like to also welcome other eminent dignitaries present with us this morning. They are Dr. Sivakumar Manikam, Chairman, Board of Directors, Indian Schools, Sultanate of Oman; Mr. M.P. Vinobha, Senior Principal and Education Advisor, Board of Directors, Indian Schools, Sultanate of Oman; members of the various boards of directors, CBSE officials, distinguished members of the Ministry of Education, Oman, and officials of the Embassy of India, Sultanate of Oman. Mr. Alkesh Joshi, Honorary President of the School Management Committee, Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir, presidents and members of the SMCs of all Indian schools in Oman and from other schools and boards across the globe, principals, teachers, parents, staff, and students of all participating schools. Warm greetings and our heartiest welcome to you, sirs, ma'ams, and students. We sincerely appreciate your kind virtual presence with us this morning.
Light is a symbol of illumination and awakening. It obliterates the dark fog of ignorance from our minds and hearts, enlightening us spiritually and intellectually. As we kindle the lamp, we invoke the divine power to brighten our lives with hope, wisdom, and light. May the fragrance and the warmth of the lamp enliven this enlightening event.
everyone for being a part of this auspicious ceremony. It is rightly said that when we pray, God hears more than we say, answers more than we imagine in his own time and in his own way. What better way to begin this morning's program than the soulful rendition of a prayer song? The Hindustani choir of ISWK presents their rendition in intense fervor and devotion. Over to the prayer song.
शक्ति हमें दो दयानि दे, कर्तव्य मार्ग पर डट जाए, पर सेवापन उपकार में हम जग जीवन सफल बन जाए। शक्ति हमें दो दयानि दे, कर्तव्य मार्ग पर डट जाए, पर सेवापन जीवन सफल बन जावे। शक्ति हमें दो दयानि दे। पदनि सानि द ग म पदनि द प म ग म प रि ग म स रि ग म प द नि सा न द नि द द न द नि द द न द नि द द रि स द द न द न द बार बार मर्यादा का प्रभु ध्यान रहे, अभिमान रहे। बार बार मर्यादा का प्रभु ध्यान रहे, अभिमान रहे। इस देश जगत में जन्म लिया, बलिदान उसी पर हो जाए। इस देश में जन्म लिया, बलिदान उसी पर हो जाए। शक्ति हमें दो दयानि दे, कर्तव्य मार्ग पर डट जाए, पर सेवापन उपकार में हम जग जीवन सफल बन जाए। शक्ति हमें दो दयानि दे।
Having invoked the Almighty's blessings, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be playing for you the national anthem of the Sultanate of Oman, followed by the national anthem of India. We request you all to please pay due reverence as the anthems are played.
Avenir holds promise for every student, irrespective of their potentialities or circumstances, and gives wings to every aspiration. We present before you a contemporary act, a subtle portrayal of the myriad of opportunities waiting to be tapped in order to guide our students to mold their future. Schoolmates, your future is in your hands. Moving on with the program, we have a dance performance coming up. Dance is the hidden language of the soul. We now present to you a blend of various dance forms. The dance is a style of expression that combines elements of several dance genres. Our dance presentation includes a fusion of classical performances like Bharatanatyam, Mohiniyattam, Kathakali, and the like. Let's enjoy the fervor brought to you by our own Vadikabirians.
ചെങ്കലടിക്കും മുമ്പേ തെയ്യം താരോ ചെമ്പട്ട് വീശും മുമ്പേ തെയ്യം താരോ ചെമ്പാവും പാടത്ത് ചാത്തനും നീലിയും തമ്പ്രാം പടി കെച്ചെന്നേ തെയ്യം താരോ തകരാരതാരോ 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 തകരാരതാരോ
अजित हरे जय माधव विष्णु अजित
That indeed was a fabulous performance. The fusion of dances performed so very gracefully by the students was indeed captivating. Well done. Leadership is not about titles, positions, or flowcharts. It is about one life influencing another. As we speak of influence, a personality who comes to the fore for having piloted ISWK to the pinnacle where it stands today is Mr. Alkesh Joshi, the Honorary President of the Indian School Wadi Kabir School Management Committee. His vision for the school, unshakable determination, persistent hard work, and zeal towards the innovation and creativity make him a leader worth emulating. We are delighted to have Mr. Alkesh Joshi join us this morning. Your presence here, sir, is deeply cherished. I now request you to address the gathering and cordially invite all to this inaugural event of Avenir 2021. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Shashikala. Namaskar, Assalamu alaikum to everyone who is on the call today. It is a great honor and privilege to have you all join us on this inauguration ceremony of Avenir 2021, a dream which all of us have been living for some time now. And we wanted to make this a global event. The day has finally arrived for all of us to see. The quote that you see on the Avenir website when you go is something which is a reflection of how I have lived my life as well. The secret of success is to be ready when your opportunity comes. It happens with all of us. All of us are being prepared for some or the other phase in our life. The real secret lies in when you have that opportunity, are you going to be ready? And how much effort do you put in to be ready? I would like to take this opportunity to wish good health and long life to our beloved His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq and his government, and the support that we've been receiving from the Ministry of Education for all our efforts in imparting education in this country. I would also like to take this opportunity to welcome our CBSE chairman, Shri Manoj Ahuja ji. He has taken out time from his busy schedule to be part of this inauguration ceremony. We are extremely grateful for that, Shri Manoj ji. I would also like to take this opportunity to welcome our chairman, our board of directors chairman, Shri Dr. Shiva, and all other board members who have taken out the time to join with us today. Also, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome all the principals, presidents of all the school management committees, of all the teachers who have taken out the time to join, and of course, the most important audience, our dear students and the parents for whom this entire career program has been organized. We're extremely proud when we look at the statistics of the number of participants who have joined or who have volunteered or who have actually registered for this event. We've crossed 10,000 students. There are 61 universities that have participated in this year's event. There are 60 plus motivational speakers who are going to share their knowledge, insight with everyone. There are 190 plus sessions that have been organized over a 9-day period, which has been broken down into 2 parts, 20th to 24th and 28th to 31st October. We would have been making this session in person. We would have loved to have all of you in person so that we can have that face-to-face interaction with all of you. But here we are, we're still in the last little bit end of the COVID-19, I would say that it is still a virtual session. But then in every challenge, we always see a silver lining, isn't it? It is because of this virtual event that we've been able to get some of the best motivational speakers on the panel. All of you across the globe are able to participate and witness what is happening. So, if we take the positive out of what we have been doing, this virtual sessions are here to stay for some time. And I see in the future that we will continue with a blended arrangement of events and programs in the times to come. Career choices are not simple and easy decisions. All of us know that. Parents and children go through the same dilemma that all of us have gone through in our past as well. The question that really comes up in all our minds is, are the professions of today going to be relevant for tomorrow as well? And when we look at that question, we start wondering that what is it that we need to do today in order to be future ready? And that is when you start looking at the trends and you start seeing what's happening around us. I'm a chartered accountant, an auditor, and a tax advisor. I work for Ernst & Young, and our profession requires us to provide, trust. We work in the business of trust. People trust what we do. But does that trust come really very easily? There is a lot of back-end work that all of us do. When we look at the changes that are happening in our profession, in my profession in particular, we've realized that bots have started doing audits. And we start asking a question to ourselves, if bots are going to do the audits, then what are the auditors going to do? And what is happening is that intelligent analytics has taken such a center stage that everybody wants to understand what is happening to the numbers that are being presented. In many ways, we call data is the new oil, which is going to transform the economies in a much bigger way than it has ever in the past. We have deployed bots to file tax returns as well, in order to make sure that there is accuracy in what is being filed. Blockchain, artificial intelligence, machine learning are all here to stay, because these are all going to be tools which are going to help us in making our lives a lot more easier. At EY, we have also started noticing that we are recruiting more than 30% IT professionals than chartered accountants. And that is because we want to make sure that we come up with very intelligent softwares which allows us to execute our work. And that is how the profession is changing. And this is not just the change that we are witnessing in our profession, this is a change that we are seeing everywhere. An area like sports, we all felt, was so much driven by physical attributes. But today, technology is completely taken over in sports as well. I'm on the board of Oman Cricket, and when we look at the analytics that are available, I was really floored when I came to know that there is a chip which can be put into the bat of a batsman and into the ball that is being bowled by a bowler. And it actually gives the analysis as to how was the bat speed versus whether did it turn in the hand and so on and so forth. And that gives the input to the batsman and to the bowler to make the course correction. Now, this kind of gives you an impression that the future is going to transform at a much, much rapid pace than what we've witnessed in the last 15 to 20 years. So when we start looking at the future, we obviously start looking at that how do we get our children ready for the future. To help all the students who join Avenir 2021, the universities and the motivational speakers are going to provide that additional guidance, that additional light, which might clear up the air and might inspire a lot of our students to make the right choices. Out of all of this, the most important of all is that listen to your heart and listen to what your mind says. With this, I would like to hand over back to Shashikala to take the program forward. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for doing the honors. Your presence and words of motivation are always a great inspiration to all of us. It's rightly said, happiness is the only thing that multiplies when you share it. We have a vibrant choir group on stage about to share their happiness of being a part of this most exciting program while mellifluously rendering their song, Fly Your Way, Chule Asman. The rendition will touch our hearts, conveying the belief that if you can dream it, you can most certainly do it. And with continued motivation and determination, each one of us can transform efforts into success. It's over to the exuberant choir.
Give me the sky, I'll get you the stars. Give me an ocean, I'll get you the pearls. Give me a dream,
पर्दा तू ऊपर गगन विशाल खोल दे परों को और छू ले आसमान, छू ले आसमान, छू ले आसमान.
After that soulful rendition, I'm sure our students will be motivated to reach greater heights. Speaking of motivation, we have amongst us Dr. Sivakumar Manikam, Honorable Chairman of the Board of Directors, Indian Schools in Oman, who, with his expertise, has been a source of inspiration for the student community. Dr. Sivakumar is an academician par excellence. He presently heads the e-learning department at Oman Dental College. He is a published researcher and writer. Dr. Sivakumar is renowned for his articles on science and technology for the common reader. Prior to his current position as chairman of the board of directors, he was the academic chair on the school managing committee of Indian School, Muscat, and a member of the academic advisory council of the board. It is gratifying to have the presence of Dr. Sivakumar Manikam with us this morning. It gives me immense pleasure to invite you, sir, to deliver your address. It's over to you, sir.
Thank you. Chief Guest Shri Manoj Ahuja, IAS, Chairman CBSE New Delhi, Mr. Alkesh Joshi, President of the School Management Committee, and my colleagues on the board, the School Management Committee of Indian School Wadi Kabir, Principal Mr. D.N. Rao, heads of various international and private schools, esteemed dignitaries, presidents, members of school management committees, principals, teachers, parents, and students of Indian schools. A very good morning. At the very outset, congratulations to Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir for hosting Avenir, the most sought after, the most participated, and the most comprehensive educational event of Indian schools in Oman. It's very rare to find such a massive career guidance program organized by any school anywhere in the world. Avenir 2021 holds significant prominence this year, as it is for the very first time that we go global and invite student participation not only from local Indian schools in the Sultanate of Oman, but also invite and anticipate the partaking of the students from the other school boards, namely CBSE, ICSE, IGCSE, and the IB, spanning across the Middle East region and countries across Southeast Asia as well. As envisaged by the Ministry of Education as part of Oman Mission 2040, in taking measures to analyze the needs of preparing students with the requirements of the labor market, its future needs, and the basic skills required in different professions, the Board of Directors Indian Schools in Oman has decided to invite the participation of the government, private, and international schools in the Sultanate of Oman to Avenir 2021. I'm truly overwhelmed to know that Avenir 2021 is themed on the multiple intelligences. What makes multiple intelligences theory strong and useful in our educational milieu is the fact that it can be used for any subject at any level. Each student comes to a classroom as an individual and leave the classroom with accumulation of different types of intelligence. Teachers are encouraging to adopt progressive teaching styles to accommodate the varied abilities of students so as to enable the students excel in their learning. Each day of the 9-day-long Avenir 2021 focuses on each of the 9 types of intelligence: linguistic, intrapersonal, interpersonal, spatial, naturalist, musical, logical, mathematical, existential, and bodily kinesthetic. This means to say that every child has something to take home from Avenir 2021. And the host school has tailored the different interactive sessions of Avenir to cater the needs of everyone. There has been a paradigm shift in terms of job expectations, skill set requirement, which has redefined the entire perspective and deliverables of the human resource department. The first and most visible change has been transformation of stringent manual process to automation and digitalization. This has led to the evolution of job profiles and acceptance of artificial intelligence way before anyone could have predicted. Job profiles have become more project-centric, giving way to a gig economy. To survive in the current job, employees are required to upskill and reskill themselves and build a multidimensional statement of work. According to the World Economic Forum Future of Jobs 2018 report, more than one half of India's workforce would be required to be reskilled by 2022 to meet the demands of fourth industrial revolution. Avenir will take our students through the different domains of professions and businesses around the technology-driven world marked by rapid advances in automation and artificial intelligence. True to its name, Avenir, which means the future pathway, this mega initiative of the Board of Directors, Indian Schools in Oman, will equip our students with the much needed 21st century skills that will prepare them to face the future challenges with confidence. Best wishes to the organizing school and all the participants of Avenir 2021. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words. I'm sure our young aspirants will immensely benefit from your valuable insights. Ladies and gentlemen, and my dear friends, let's now watch a presentation on Avenir 2021.
Having experienced the virtual tour of Avenir 2021, I'm sure you just can't wait for the sessions to get underway. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the moment for our most honorable chief guest to address us. It's indeed an honor to have amongst us our honorable chief guest, Sri Manoj Ahuja, IAS Chairman, Central Board of Secondary Education, New Delhi. Tagged as a people's person, Mr. Manoj Ahuja is from the 1990 batch of the Odisha cadre. Mr. Ahuja assumed charge of the Central Board of Secondary Education as its chairman earlier this year. He took over from Ms. Anita Karwal. Before taking over as the chairman of CBSE, the National Level Secondary Board of India. Mr. Ahuja was serving as a Special Director, Lal Bahadur Shastri National Academy of the Administration Department of Personnel and Training. After assuming charge as the chairman of CBSE, Mr. Ahuja successfully navigated the challenging task of putting in place a new evaluation process while pushing through pending CBSE board exams for classes 10 and 12 in the extraordinary circumstances brought on by the prevailing pandemic. It was no mean feat, and the results of the board of the exams were announced, much to the relief of the students and parents. It certainly speaks volumes of Mr. Ahuja's administrative skills and prowess. Mr. Manoj Ahuja has numerous training modules and research papers to his credit and brings to the table a high level of professionalism and extensive experience, having worked with the various government bodies in the areas of personal training and administration and youth and sports affairs. Ladies and gentlemen, we are indeed fortunate to have a person of such eminence to address us this morning. I invite Sri Manoj Ahuja, IAS Chairman, CBSE, to address the virtual gathering. It's over to you, sir.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to interact with all the distinguished guests, my co-panelists, students, and parents and other dignitaries who are associated with us today. I must at the onset congratulate the team at Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir and the Board of Directors of Indian Schools Sultanate of Oman for organizing this 9-day event, Avenir 2021, in such a wonderful manner. I'm sure, as the speakers who mentioned before me, that this is going to be very, very important for our students who are going to transit from the schooling system to a higher education system. And I would reiterate what Mr. Alkesh Joshi mentioned about the future changing so fast, being so dynamic, new jobs coming up, and the disruptive technologies which we are facing, and the need to understand what the future is going to be. And it becomes very important for each and every student. If there is uncertainty, how do you decide about the future? What are the careers going to be? What are jobs going to be? What is your own abilities? What are your own competencies? How do you best match them? This is something very crucial. And in this field, I would say there is a lot of information asymmetry. Not only for you, I think globally, because these are uncertain times. Earlier, things used to change. You could carry on with the same studies and the same competencies for maybe 50 years, 40 years. That has shortened. And now it may be, as they say, the half-life of knowledge, which used to be earlier maybe much higher, has shortened tremendously. So ability one has to have is learning to learn and to have a general kind of intelligence, which I think was reinforced again by Mr. Joshi when he mentioned about the data which is available from the field of cricket. You embed chips in a cricket bat and a cricket ball, and then there is a whole new field of information which is available to you, and making sense of it, and therefore changing the way the game is played. Similarly, he did mention about the way auditing is done, bots taking over, and intelligent analytics, a whole field of work or careers, therefore, may not exist as it is existing now. But then what will be the alternatives? And this has been the trend in history. We had whenever technology was introduced, there are two terms, called, one was Luddites, who actually ransacked industrial machinery. The other is saboteurs, who threw their slippers when a new device was introduced. So whenever technology has been introduced, people feared that it may take away jobs, and it may affect their livelihood. But then whenever such things happen, there are new windows of opportunities. And I think Avenir 2021 will play a major role in showing those windows of opportunities to our students. It's a 9-day event and it's been very well organized. You have universities informing you about their programs. You have agencies and companies which will facilitate your entry into the higher education. You have motivational speakers, and you have people of eminence who would be talking about their own careers and about their own experience. So I would request all the students to make the most of this opportunity, the parents, and make a decision, because this decision is going to decide their future career. And it's very important that you do or make this decision with due consideration and all the information, and with due consultation, so that you get it right. We also, the chairman also talked about multiple intelligences, and all of you would have heard that India, a national educational policy was announced in 2020, and which also highlights this aspect. It says that each child is unique, and it is the duty or the obligation of the educational system to ensure that the child can flourish in the way based on his talents and abilities, and not in a very narrow sense. Earlier, you could cluster children, have classes, but now we will have to address the uniqueness of every child. How do we do it? How do we change our educational system so that we can actually fulfill our promise and make a student who is inquiring, has general intelligence, is able to learn, because the future is changing so fast. So the knowledge provided to him now may not help him in the future. So he has to have that ability of learning. He has to be able to inquire, ask the right questions, make sense of very different new technologies, new fields. So his intelligence has to be broad, general range, which helps him to absorb specialist information, technologies, and intelligence. The entire the new national education policy gave us a fillip and a roadmap on how to change things. And you would be happy to know that CBSE has made efforts in that direction. And before I come to you, I must compliment the schools in Oman and other nations who are affiliated with CBSE. I want to tell them that a lot of our learning also comes from your schools. I have found that you are on the frontiers of knowledge, on the frontiers of introducing new reforms in the interest of children. And as I said, one has to pick up the best in this modern world. One has to pick up the best which is available. So there is a lot of learning which we in CBSE also do from our schools, which are situated abroad, and some of whom must be present there. And I want to appreciate that and place my, thank you for that regard. And I hope we will strengthen these ties even further. So when this national education policy was announced, what does it mean for CBSE schools? First is that focus from, something like, let us say, just pure meeting certain norms of infrastructure and all. We are shifting from it to a hand-holding paradigm where certain standards are given, the schools can benchmark themselves, and enough resources are available so that they can improve on their own. Because improvement is a process which is ongoing. So empowering schools to see what the best is there to offer, themselves being able to benchmark themselves, and then on their own with available resources, both human and physical and digital, being able to improve. That is one shift which we are marking in a system. Second, assessment plays a very major role in changing the education system, which itself is very complex and huge. And you would be aware that in assessment, we are shifting from basically what we call as rote assessment to something which actually assesses the student's concepts, his knowledge, his understanding. He's able to apply it in the real world. And our question papers have already started changing like that. 10% we are changing every year. We are bringing about this change in schools. We are also training our paper setters, evaluators, so that the assessment itself is aligned with what is expected from the new education system. Along with that, we are working towards making our assessments, the board assessments, standardized and globalized. there is no reason why a certificate of class 12th of a student from CBSE does not get global recognition. And he should not have to take repeated exams in other countries. And that is one major area where we are making a lot of efforts, and you would be able to see the results in the coming years. We are emphasizing on formative assessment, assessing a child more on holistically rather than purely on cognitive domains. And slowly we are rolling them out, and we will be working on them and in the coming time, along with your help. We work in a very collaborative manner. We do take help, and some of the best inputs come from schools. And we really appreciate them and value them and look forward to them, so that in future, whatever changes we bring are correct, are practical, are applicable, and get the intended results we envisage. Besides this, there are a large number of reforms. We would be interacting with you separately and informing them. But for today, all I would like to say is that it's an excellent initiative which has been taken up. It's in the interest and the benefit of the student community, their parents and teachers. And it's been very well organized. And I do hope that all the participants are able to get the maximum out of these 9-day event. And I look forward to a much more detailed interaction with all the schools in Oman and also nearby countries, so that the path we have to follow to bring about quality education, to ensure that each child is able to meet his full potential, we are all able to achieve it. So thank you once again for giving me this opportunity to address you. And I do look forward to interacting with you in the coming future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm sure all of us will benefit from your words of wisdom. We wholeheartedly thank you for being a part of Avenir 2021.
Creativity, most rightly said, is a natural extension of our enthusiasm. As the Avenir team was getting geared for this event, there was no stopping of creative ideas flowing in. And thus was created the Avenir jingle and website for the mega global event. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the Avenir jingle and website.
Avenir 2021, your door to the future. Come, give wings to your dreams.
Avenir 2021 sure has much to offer the student community. The very informative website presented a while ago will help our viewers to successfully navigate through the 9-day sessions of Avenir 2021. Friends, please do visit the website and make the best of it and make your dreams come true. I mentioned dreams, didn't I? Well, dreams may not materialize on their own. In fact, we need a visionary leader to guide us through the path. A leader who leads by example will need to be armed with just a few additional leadership skills to motivate his or her squad. Team ISWK has the distinct fortune of being led by a dynamic, motivating, and highly energetic leader, Mr. D.N. Rao. His vision for the school sees fruition in all concerned aspects owing to his drive and zeal in achieving the goals set. Leadership is the capacity to translate dreams into visions. And Avenir 2021 rightly has been transformed to a reality of growing global with a meticulous conceptualization, detailed planning, and the concerted efforts of Principal D.N. Rao and his team. It is time now to hear from him. I request Mr. D.N. Rao to address the gathering and present an overview of Avenir 2021. The podium is yours, sir.
Thank you, Mrs. Shashikala Prabhat. Very good morning, respected Chief Guest of the Day, Mr. Manoj Ahuja, the Chairman, Central Board of Secondary Education, officials from the Ministry of Education, officials from Indian Embassy, Education Cell members, Chairman Dr. Shivakumar Manikam, Board of Directors of Indian Schools, ISWK SMC President, Member in Board of Directors of Indian Schools, Shri Alkesh Joshi, University representatives, galaxy of motivational speakers, members of the Board of Directors, SMC Presidents, SMC members, principals, parents, staff, and my dear students. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to the inaugural ceremony of our 4th edition and first ever Global Career Guidance event, Avenir 2021, hosted by Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir under the aegis of Board of Directors of Indian Schools in Oman. Avenir 2021 is unique to align with our Oman Vision 2040 and emerging to provide important skills for future workforce required for global vision, human resource development, while aligning our education to employability and entrepreneurship. During these 9 days, universities, colleges, and institutes are encouraged to showcase their specific education programs, facilities, campus life, scholarships, and so on. Avenir 2021 holds significant prominence this year as it is for the very first time that we go global and invite student participation not only from the local Indian schools in the Sultanate of Oman, but also from the CBSE schools from India and abroad, which is the largest in India, and other education boards such as ICSE, IGCSE, and the Ivy boards, spanning across the MENA region and countries across Southeast Asia. Avenir 2021 is a 9-day mega event of nearly 190 engrossing sessions with 61 universities, 50 motivational speakers, and more than 10,000 students registered for this event across the globe. Much more will be joining our sessions through live stream, through various social media platforms. There will be an access to valuable information of many renowned universities from all over the world,
Students attending the webinar sessions will also get to learn from leaders in the field of college and university admissions. They will be able to gather information on important areas such as accessibility, affordability, procedures, placement support services, and so on. Career talks by high-profile professionals from different fields will help various careers offered today and how they could achieve and accomplish their dreams and aspirations. Those who aspiring to be the future entrepreneurs will also get an opportunity to listen to lauded entrepreneurs and professionals who will regale them with their success stories. As we are in the midst of massive transformation from work perspective and the impact of automation, robotics, artificial intelligence, machine learning, Internet of Things, big data, and future jobs and the work areas are under the rapid change. Today, we are teaching to the workforce of 2030, and our students are to choose the area where they can make a difference in people's life. Wishing all our young aspirants to collect valuable information from this Avenir 2021. Let me take you to the video presentation on overview of Avenir 2021. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for walking us through the overview of Avenir 2021. This mega event has seen its fruition owing to the efforts put in by Mrs. Rashmi Patankar Joshi, head of the counseling department, and her team, who display intense energy and enthusiasm to help students make wise career plans. May I invite Mrs. Rashmi Patankar Joshi to elaborate on the multiple intelligences interwoven with the theme of Avenir 2021.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sean. This year, Indian school Al-Wadi Al-Kabir has come up with a unique theme for Avenir 2021. The Navratna gemstones are the 9 precious stones, each one being unique. We have connected the 9 gems or the Navratna to the 9 multiple intelligence. Smart career exploration involves more than reading about professional paths and interviewing people in an industry. It involves self-reflection about one's strengths and passions. A great way to begin this introspection is with Howard Gardner's theory of 9 multiple intelligences. Let me take you through the Navratnas and the 9 multiple intelligence for our 9-day extravaganza. Day 1 explores the bodily kinesthetic intelligence, which portrays the ability to control one's body movements. The career fields it highlights are athletics, dancing, acting, etc. And the gem exemplifying these potentials is the emerald, green emerald. On day 2, the yellow sapphire represents naturalistic intelligence. It signifies a close connection with nature and the ability to recognize and categorize plants, animals, and other objects in nature. People with this intelligence know how to apply scientific theories to life. Suitable career options for them are to be environmentalists, biologists, or geographers. Day 3, diamond, is associated with mathematical logical intelligence. The skill of problem solving and performing experiments will provide ample career opportunities in fields like accounting, engineering, and research work. The cat's eye on day 4 reflects interpersonal intelligence, which is related to self-awareness and the ability to recognize one's strengths and weaknesses. Students having a high quotient of this intelligence can excel as researchers, philosophers, counselors, therapists, etc. On day 5, the maroon-colored garnet is associated with visual spatial intelligence. Young leaders possessing skills in puzzle building, painting, constructing, fixing, designing objects can fulfill their dreams as sculptors, artists, inventors, architects, mechanics, or engineers. The orange gemstone on day 6, coral, signifies musical intelligence. Those who are passionate about singing, playing instruments, and composing music can pursue their career as musicians, disc jockeys, singers, or composers. The red ruby on day 7 represents courage, confidence, strength, which is an ideal choice for the young ignited mind with good verbal linguistic intelligence, who are looking for their prospects in the field of teaching, journalism, practicing law, politics, etc. Blue sapphire on day 8 is related to interpersonal intelligence. Those who possess skills to see from others' perspectives, have empathy and ability to counsel and cooperate, can spot high career aspects as counselors, salespersons, politicians, or entrepreneurs. And the white pearl on day 9 is associated with existential intelligence. The sensitivity and the capacity to tackle deep questions about human existence makes them successful scientists, philosophers, and theologians. And on day 9, for the closing ceremony, we have a globally renowned spiritual and humanitarian leader, the founder of Art of Living, the ambassador of peace, Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankar Ji, who will be addressing our dear students and parents with a short message. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mrs. Rashmi, for that informative presentation on the theme of Avenir 2021. I believe that the best things in life happen unexpectedly. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are delighted to have in our midst a world-renowned personality who is popularly known as the god of the offside and endearingly called Dada, a man who needs no introduction. Let us hear a round of applause for Dada. নমস্কার মহারাজ, আপনাকে সেলাম। আজ আমরা আপনাকে আমাদের মধ্যে পেয়ে খুবই আনন্দিত ও উচ্ছ্বসিত। ভারতীয় বিদ্যালয় আল-ওয়াদি আল-কবিরের পক্ষ থেকে আপনাকে আভনির 2021-এ সাদর অভ্যর্থনা জানাই। Sir, we cordially welcome you to Avenir 2021, which is a 9-day global event organized by ISWK under the aegis of the Board of Directors, Indian Schools in the Sultanate of Oman. We are honored to have your benign presence at the inaugural ceremony of Avenir 21.
Thank you, ma'am. It's an extreme pleasure and honor for me to be here on this event. And I formally thank all of you for inviting me. I've just landed from Dubai to Kolkata this morning. So I'm extremely happy that I could make it on time and be a part of all of you. I was in Oman a few days ago to see the inauguration of the T20 World Cup. And I must say to all the Omanis who are watching, and I know there are a lot of people from outside Oman, I think they've started well in the competition and have looked a great side.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. We are all big fans of you, and we are really, this is one of the greatest days for us. Let us watch a video on Mr. Saurav Ganguly.
Fearless, a word that is feared by fear, meaning having a lack of fear. Becoming a leader is great, but becoming a leader that never fails is fearless. Having to do everything first is nice, but having to hit the first ball of one of the world's most watched cricket match is fearless. Playing football is fantastic. I like playing football, but owning a football club to play is fearless.
That's gone.
Becoming a captain is epic, but becoming a captain of the Indian team is fearless.
Without further ado, allow me to invite Mr. Alkesh Joshi, Honorary President of the School Management Committee, to welcome our former skipper of the Indian cricket team and presently the President of the Board of Control for Cricket in India, Mr. Saurav Ganguly, the man behind the success of Team India. He is the proud recipient of many coveted awards, the Padma Shri Award being one of them. Request Mr. Joshi to kindly welcome Mr. Saurav Ganguly on the beautiful pitch of Avenir 21.
Namaskar, Dada. Really nice
Namaskar.
Really nice to have you. Good to see you as well. It's a great honor and privilege to have you amongst us today. The children who are listening to us are going to learn a great deal from this conversation between you and me. You know, I've been a left-handed batsman myself, and I have grown up seeing you bat. Obviously, I never got even an inch closer to the benchmark that you had sent, and therefore I put in the effort and became a chartered accountant. So, Dada, the Avenir statistics, I just wanted to let you know that there are more than 10,000 students who have registered for this event and perhaps are listening to you right now. There are more than 62 universities who have participated in this program. There are 60 plus motivational speakers and about 190 sessions that have been organized for the children to, learn about what are the future of, careers and what are the options available to them while they are making these difficult choices for themselves. I wanted to, share. I wanted you to share your, first initial thoughts before I ask you really my first question on career choices, because we've all seen you as a cricketer, and we are seeing you today contributing, as the BCCI president to shape the future of cricket in India, as well as the future of cricket in the world. Did you ever go through a phase in your childhood, Dada, when you had to make a career choice, or this absolutely happened absolutely naturally to you?
For all of us, when we grow up, and it's been for your parents also, and many parents in this room, is about education, is about your children going to the best school, the best colleges, and being in the best atmosphere, because that is most important. And that's why, like a lot of you, I am an educationist as well. I'm building schools for students because I love that world. So my parents put me in the best school, as lot of us do to their children, and then career options happen slowly with time. I've seen very few who get the career what they decide. I've seen in life, and particularly with myself, you just get pulled away into different directions. I started school. I went to the best school in the city, St. Xavier's, and I came from a very sporting family. My brother used to play for the state. My father was involved in cricket. My uncle and everyone were involved in cricket. So I came from a sporting background, but never took sporting seriously at that young age. For my mother, education was most important, so studies were the first priority. Then as I went into school, and all of us must realize here who are in this room that the most important time of your youth is in school. And I always say, and I always believe, that your teachers and principals play even a bigger role in your life than your parents do, because you're spending the best part of your day with them in your school. And I think that's very, very important in career building. I went to school. I used to play football a lot when I was young, because being in Calcutta, it's a very football city, and I grew up kicking the soccer, and I was very good at it, to be honest. Alkesh, if I would have pursued, I could have probably played for the country in football as well. But I'm happy that my father pushed me to cricket when I went into class 8 and class 9, because he was involved in the game. I was having summer holidays when the school was to be shut, and I never used to get an opportunity to play football. In those days, there was no mobiles, there was no computers, there was no cable TV, so I had a lot of time for myself. And my father pushed me into cricket, and then just things fell into place. I absolutely guarantee that I never made a decision that I will go into cricket. I will one day play for the state, then play for the country. It just happened. It happened with every day and every month and every year. I kept pursuing a career. For all of us here, we must remember that you must look at the process and not look at the result. When I first picked up the cricket bat, I picked up because I love that sport. And all of you who are here, the parents, the children who are here, you must do what your heart wants you to do. Some want to be doctors, some want to be engineers, some want to be an actor, some want to be a photographer, various professions in life. Some want to be a cultural person, So just do what keeps you happy. I believe one thing in your job, that you must wake up and want to go to your work. It should not be that you wake up and say, oh God, it's another day and I'm going through the same routine. And I think that's very important in life. Your job, your profession should be which pushes you to wake up in the morning and do your best every day. I got pushed into sport, kept playing the sport. God has been kind, and I continued to perform well at different levels, and then obviously went on to the pinnacle of playing for the country.
Absolutely. In fact, when I go onto the field, that freshness of grass, the green field, and the whole atmosphere always makes me feel that we're blessed to have people like you who have taken to the sport to the next level. So the next thought that came to mind was, we all have mentors, friends, family members who play a big part in, clearing our thoughts in the mind and, helping us visualize what does the future look like. Did your friends and family and your, other mentors play a part in you making this choice?
Mm, to an extent, yes. To an extent, yes. Especially my parents made me do that choice, and it also depends on how quickly you go up the ladder. I was fortunate enough to get opportunity. I think talent with opportunity is the most important thing in life. You may have the talent, but if you're not given a scope to perform and not given a platform to showcase yourself, I don't think you get anywhere. So I got the opportunity, I got the platform to play, and just kept played one step at a time. In life, your thinking, your mindset, your want changes with time. When I was young, when I was a 16, 17-year-old boy playing under 15s, under 19s, I used to make me so happy. I never even thought that someday I would play for India. If anybody would have said at that age, 20 years down the line, you'll be playing 450 matches for India and probably be the top three players ever in the history of the country in terms of performances and statistics, I would say you must be joking. And to find my name along, in the list of after the great Tendulkar and Dravid, it's very very satisfying. So I never thought about it. I just kept playing. I just kept playing for the state. As you know, that this sport is huge in India, cricket. And to be honest, when I started playing and what it is today now, it has increased, not many folds, I don't know how many folds, and it has become so popular, so big over a period of 20 years that it's unimaginable. It's so satisfying to see this sport get to these levels what it is now. You've seen the IPL, now you'll be watching the World Cup in Dubai, and it's all hosted by India. So you can imagine how popular this sport is. So then I got picked for the country at the age of 22, and it made me feel happy that I represented my country. Never even once thought that I would want to captain someday. I believe in life, for anything you do, any profession you do, is about that particular day. You give your best for that particular day. The next day is taken after, looked after. The next month is looked after. The next year is looked after. Sometimes we look too far ahead in our lives. When we enter an office, we think that, okay, it's time for me to be the MD or the chairman at some stage, and we put unnecessary pressure on ourselves. It's about the job you've been given. You may join as a manager, you may join as a deputy manager. Do that to the best of your ability for whatever time you're asked to do, and then the next step will follow. It's never the other way around. So it's important that you keep your focus on that particular day, on that particular job, and that particular profession you've been asked to do, and progress to the next level with time.
So true, Dada. I think that was a fantastic message to the children, that don't worry too much about the future. The future will take care of itself if you're going to focus on the present. So one last question, and I can keep chatting with you for the whole day. I know you're very busy. One last question, Dada, is that we speak about artificial intelligence and technology and all of that being used everywhere in the world. I came across a documentary which showed that in the future there will be a chip inside the bat which can calculate the bat speed and how quickly did the bat turn in the hand while hitting the shot. There will be a chip in the ball which can determine what is the turn at which it is turning, speed at which it is turning, and therefore, help the bowlers also understand how they should be holding the ball or gripping the ball. Do you really see technology playing a big part in the sport that we
Yeah,
love so much?
it already has in terms of broadcast. It will keep improving and progressing in the future. As you rightly said, you might see a chip in the bat which talks about the bat speed. You might see a chip in the ball which talks about the swing, the seam, the pace. But don't forget that mechanism behind it doesn't change. The mechanism behind it is still the individual skill and individual talent. You still have to hit that cricket ball on your own ability with your own mindset and with your own skill. So human talent, human skill never goes out of the system. It just gets enhanced by the technology over the years. And as you rightly seen, what you've seen 10 years ago and what I've seen 10 years ago and what is now is unreal. The world is at your doorstep. Everything is available. You can be in any part of the world and be connected and visible and seen and work anywhere and everywhere. Look what COVID has done. COVID has made video conferencing the most easiest way to work. And a lot of people say that they've got actually more value from video conferencing than what they used to do before. So with time, things change, but never forget the human skill. The human skill will always remain a very important commodity, probably the most important commodity in everything, because at the end of the day, the technology has to be driven by a human behind the door and behind the scenes. So as much as technology will evolve, for people like you and me, will always have your importance. So for young students who are growing up, who are enhancing their skills, I've just got one advice for you. Don't worry about too much about the world around you. Don't worry about too much about the opportunity around you. Don't worry about too much, where you go. Just keep one thing simple, and that will solve your problem in life. Be so good at your own skill that people are forced to have you in their system. Whether you play cricket, whether you play sport, whether you're a businessman, whether you're a politician, whether you're a cultural person, just be absolutely fantastic in your own profession. That solves majority of problem, rather than worrying about what's going to happen with you in the future. Give all your time, all your effort to be the best in what you are. That is the only solution to be successful in your professional world.
I think that was an exceptional message that you've given to our children, that do your best, focus on the process, the future will take care of itself. That has been a phenomenal message, Dada, from you, and we really enjoyed. I know, like I said, I could go on and on, but I will respect your time. I know you've got lot of other commitments to look at, but we would love to have you participate in future with us as well, Dada. Thank you very much for your time today. It has been wonderful talking to you. This is definitely going to be recorded, and I'm going to make sure that the school replays this to all the children who have also not been able to participate today, so that they gain from the wonderful message that you've given us. Thank you very much, Dada.
Yeah, thank you. And I loved being in Oman. It's a beautiful city. I've been for the first time. I went this time. Lovely to see the cricket ground and the facilities you have made for the World Cup. Wish you all success in the World Cup, and it's lovely to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dada.
Thank you, Mr. Alkesh Joshi, for doing the honors and asking those interesting questions to our special guest. Thank you. Allow me to place on record our sincerest thanks to our special guest, Mr. Ganguly, for gracing the occasion and motivating our vibrant gathering on this momentous occasion, in spite of his busy schedule. Sir, you're probably the best example of talent meeting opportunity for the good of all and the good of cricket. Hope to see you soon on the campus of ISWK. Dhonnobad.
We proceed to the cultural program, a dance performance that depicts how our togetherness can scale a mountain of any height, reach the unreachable target, be strengthened, fulfilling dreams, and ultimately attaining victory. Ladies and gentlemen, the graceful Vadi Kabirians will take you through a wonderful sequence of dance movements depicting the journey from the inception to the fruition of one's dreams. Let's welcome our young, vibrant dancers who are all set to present before you an exuberant and scintillating performance.
Oman is a beautiful country with incredible attractions, filling every corner of its cities, villages and towns. Between natural beauty, the authentic architecture and the unique culture, Oman is a great destination for all. Although modern in its approach, it is a country which believes in preserving its rich traditions and culture and gives a lot of importance to them. The country has a large expat population who enjoy a modern lifestyle. Popular with international students due to its high-quality education system, which is creating newer benchmarks each day, the alignment of the mission and goals of education with the requirements of social development and the needs of the industrial market is among one of the most important pillars of education in the Sultanate of Oman. We welcome you to this great nation.
We all come from different places, different smiles and different faces. We got dreams that we are chasing, and we won't stop until we get it up. Every day's a celebration, living life like a vacation. Wanna feel that good vibration, and we won't stop until we get it up. Look at how far we come now, made it up to the top now. Look at how far we come now. These moments we treasure will only get better. Look at how far we come now, made it up to the top now. Look at how far we come now. These moments we treasure will only get better. Flying high, we are the climate. Now looking down, we're only rising. Every mountain we keep climbing, and we won't stop until we get it all. Look at how far we come now, made it up to the top now. Look at how far we come now. These moments we treasure will only get better. Look at how far we come now, made it up to the top now. Look at how far we come now. These moments we treasure will only get better. The view's just right under the lights with you right here. It's twice as nice. We work hard, we chase it, could never be faded. Forever the greatest, won't stop till we make it. Look at how far we come now, made it up to the top now. Look at how far we come now. These moments we treasure will only get better. Look at how far we come now. Look at how far we've come now. Made it up to the top now. We made it to the top now. Look at how far we come now. These moments we treasure will only get better.
With foot-tapping music, that was such a beautiful portrayal of faith, hope, and optimism. As the curtain falls on this inaugural session, and appreciation is due to all concerned connected with Avenir 2021, as it disseminates vital information to all who will be part of this 9-day event. It is time now to acknowledge everyone who has brought to us this moment of Avenir 2021. Mr. MP Vinoba, Senior Principal and Education Advisor to the Board of Directors, Indian School Sultanate of Oman, served Indian School Ibri as principal for 25 years. Mr. Vinoba was the recipient of the prestigious CBSE Mentor Award in 2015. He was honored by the Ministry of Education in 2011 for his contribution in the field of education. Mr. Vinoba occupied and had coveted positions in his career, such as CBSE Gulf Council Chairman, CBSE Gulf Council Secretary and Convener of the Oman chapter of CBSE Principals. I now request Mr. MP Vinoba to propose the vote of thanks. It's over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Sean. Hope I am audible.
Yes, you are, sir.
Yes, sir.
Honorable Chief Guest, Sri Manoj Ahuja, IAS, Chairman CBSE, Padma Shri Shahrukh Ganguly, President of Indian Cricket Board, officials from the Ministry of Education, Dr. Sivakumar Manikya, respected Chairman of the Board of Indian Schools, Vice Chairman Sri Said Salman, Finance Director Srimati Ashwini Sarikar, esteemed members of the Board of Indian Schools, Sri Alkesh Joshi, the President and members of the Host School Management Committee, Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir, presidents and members of the other Indian schools in Oman, Host School Principal Sri D.N. Rao, principals of all other Indian schools in Oman and the schools across the world, dignitaries, distinguished guests, teachers, parents, students, and well-wishers. A very good morning to you all. As an appropriate end to the inaugural proceedings of Avenir 2021, I deem it a great honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this memorable occasion. Firstly, on behalf of the Board of Directors, Indian Schools, and the entire fraternity of Indian Schools in Oman, I would like to express my profound gratitude to His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq Al Said for his benevolent leader, for his immeasurable benevolence and magnanimity towards the Indian community in the Sultanate of Oman. Also, our sincere thanks to the Ministry of Education for its wholehearted support and guidance extended to all the endeavors of Indian schools in Oman. On behalf of the Board of Directors of Indian Schools in Oman, I express my heartfelt gratitude to Sri Manoj Ahuja, IAS, Honorable Chairman CBSE India, for his gracious presence amidst us this morning, despite his busy schedule. Thank you very much, sir, for presiding over this inauguration and motivating the students to achieve new frontiers of success in future. Sir, we are very happy to hear from you about getting global recognition for our class 10 and 12 certificates, which will certainly help children going abroad for pursuing their higher education. Indian schools in Oman remain grateful always to the CBSE for its strong support and guidance in all endeavors. My deepest appreciation and thanks to Sri Padma Shri Shahrukh Ganguly for making it possible to be with us this morning and motivating our students with his words of wisdom. Thank you very much, sir. In spite of your very busy schedule, you really made it possible, and we are very happy and thrilled to have you heard this morning. My sincere thanks to Dr. Sivakumar Manikya, Honorable Chairman, Board of Indian Schools, Sultanate of Oman, for steering Avenir 2021 and leading in the forefront to march towards a global success. It's my privilege to thank the Vice Chairman, Sri Said Salman, Finance Director, Srimati Ashwini Sarikar, and the esteemed members of the board for their valuable presence amidst us for this inaugural ceremony. Thank you, sirs and ma'am. I wholeheartedly thank the management committee of the host school, Indian School Wadi Kabir, headed by the President, Sri Alkesh Joshi, administered by the Principal Sri D.N. Rao, for scaling Avenir 2021 with the creativity and excellence. The spectacular inauguration has elevated our expectations for many more in the next 9 days. My sincere thanks also goes to the presidents and members of the school management committees of various schools in Oman for finding time to join with us this morning. Many thanks to the principals, vice principals, assistant vice principals, coordinators, supervisors, heads of departments, and teachers of various schools for their collaboration and support to this event. Finally, it is my utmost privilege to extend a deep sense of appreciation and thanks to the parent community and students who have joined us from several locations in Oman and many other countries all over the world with such a great interest and enthusiasm. Without your support, an exceptional event of this magnitude would not have been possible. Last but not the least, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to all those children who mesmerized the audience today with their wonderful performance. Avenir 2021 has commenced with the greatness in knowledge and education. The next few days, it would certainly unfold an enriching learning experience to all our students and the teaching community and all of us. Thank you all once again and have a great day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you for your kind and gracious words, sir. We've reached the culmination of a promising event, which marks the commencement of Avenir 2021. Here, we open before you an avenir where your dreams will shake hands with opportunities. We wish you a great day and a great start to Avenir 2021.
Let us get together and witness all the events commencing from today. Before we take your leave, please note the details of the sessions to be held on day 1, that is today.
From 4:30 p.m. to 5:15 p.m. with Mr. Raj Datta speaking on the topic Career in Health and Fitness. Then we have Queen's University, Belfast by Study Co, represented by Mr. Khaled Halaba. And then we have Mr. Anil Palta IPS speaking upon the topic Police as a Career Option.
From 5:45 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Gulf Standard Time, we have Dr. Payodi Dhar speaking on Comprehensive Digital Health, the Future in Public Healthcare. We have Universitat Autónoma de Barcelona by Studico with Mr. Santiago Elias. We have Dr. Sandhya Purecha speaking on Finding Pathways for a Career in Performing Arts.
From 7 p.m. to 7:45 p.m., we have City University International Study Center by Studico. And we have Mr. Hina Bora speaking on the topic An Actor Prepares. Wow, Lyle, we've got so many esteemed universities and eminent speakers joining us today.
Yes, Asim, I am extremely excited to hear all the speakers and university representatives. Looking forward to all of you attending Avenir 2021. Thank you and see you this evening.